Hey everybody, welcome back to The Journey. Yes, we have been in Turkey for almost 2 months now. Let's see, 2 weeks in Istanbul, 4 weeks in Antalya, a week in Fethiye, and now we're here in a town that I can't pronounce, Germi? Something like that. Anyway, 2 months in Turkey that was never on our radar, but we found a few things while we're here, and I kind of want to share them with you because I'm kind of sad to be leaving. Oh, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Rick. How you doing? I am what you call a nomadic, unconventional. I'm somebody who just kind of lives wherever they want to live and explores whatever they want to explore, and I take people along on the journey. Welcome to The Journey. And yep, we are getting ready to completely change a chapter in our life. From slow traveling for the past 6 months to heading back to the United States, where we get back on our school bus and start living that life of a schooly nomad. So, y'all caught up now? Let's see if we can recap the goodness that has been Turkey. Subscribe for more videos. Welcome to Germi on a Saturday night. Now, I have to say this is very much the off season. I imagine it's usually more packed with people, but tonight, not so much. Now, I have an interesting admission to make to you. I am not where I thought I was. I've been on the go for so long that I truly thought I was in a different town. And then we walked by and we went, where are we? I'm like, no, can't be. We've never heard of this place. We're supposed to be somewhere else. But apparently, yeah, this is what happens when you travel for a very long time. You wind up in Germi instead of where you thought you were. For the record, my favorite bar. Is it safe to cross? No. So we woke up this morning and we went, what do you want to do today? I don't know, said I. I don't know, said she. So we decided, let's just go down to the metro, jump on a train, take it to wherever it takes us, and see what happens on the day. You know, sometimes that's the best thing. Sometimes, well, we'll find out. So as soon as the taxi dropped us off near our place in Istanbul, we were overwhelmed. Just the chaos, the cacophony, the overwhelming culture just made us almost stop and go, what the have we done? It was so much more and different than anything I had ever seen before. As we started to settle in and as we started to try to get our nerves together, we started the way we always start, with food. Special Turkish pancake. So many choices.
Big problems.
All right, I'm on a crack. Hang on. Oh, copycat.
Oh, seriously?
I had a comment in a past video. Ow, that's frickin' hot. They said, oh, when you go to Turkey, no beer, only tea. Well, tea. They do have beer. I found beer yesterday. It's not as ubiquitous as tea. So when in Turkey, do as the Turkayans. My finger is really being burnt right now. Give me a sec. All right, it looks stupid, but it's less burny. Oh, got a little bonus piece of something.
Once we got off the plane and we got into the city, trying to get into where we were staying at, so it felt very hectic. The streets, the people, the cultures, just everything kind of blended in. It's almost like you're not even sure what country you're in. So frantic would be a good word for Istanbul. So it took maybe a good day and a half, 2 days of just being out and walking around, going to all the major sites, to start feeling that flow and being able to keep up with everybody.
The thing that I loved absolutely best about Istanbul, and I don't know if I coined this phrase or not, but it is like the cradle stone of civilization. It has so much history. It has so much going for it. It used to be known as Constantinople before it became what it is today. Everybody seemed to have come there. Everybody wanted to take it over and make it their center because it literally was the center of everything. And all of that is still there. I don't think this is it, but it's close to it. What is it, you ask? Well, you ever watch the Da Vinci Code? You ever see that scene where they were down in the cisterns having the big fight, the underground water thing? Oh, there's no way the GoPro is going to pick this place up. It is so large and impressive. How far does this thing keep going? It's, you have no idea the perspective because of the camera. It is, Nikki just said, oh, I think they had enough space for water down here. Remember, this was for the Sultan and his people. They had other aqueducts for the city. This was for them. So yeah, I think they were doing okay in a drought. So what do I think of Istanbul? We have been here precisely 1 day and a half. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's such a unique, deeply cultured, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I am having so much fun and so much enjoyment being here, but oh, it's unlike most things I've been before. It's in a mass of everything that I've seen before. It is unique. Now, like I say, when we first stepped out of that cab into our neighborhood, we were gobsmacked. It was everything and nothing like we expected. It was equal parts fascinating and wonderful and filthy and dirty. It was filled with cats. It was filled with people. It was filled with noise and bustle and everything. Here, let me show you a little bit about it. And then once you see it, we can talk about it. And yes, indeed, for the next 2 weeks, we are living in Istanbul, Turkey. The rain has finally stopped, and today I want to show you what I see. This is my neighborhood street. This is everything I see every single day that I leave. Now, it's not too crowded today. It's only 5 o'clock, but it is Independence Day. This is their 100th anniversary, I believe, of being a country. So I think once we get up near the beginning of Taksim Square, it's going to be a little bit crazier. Did I mention how many food places we got right outside? It's incredible how much food is available here. I truly hope that the camera can show you what I just walked into. That's what's at the end of my street. That mosque is absolutely huge. Where shall we begin? You want to go shopping? Let's kind of recreate what we did earlier. I'll give you a feel for the craziness that is my neighborhood. Are you feeling claustrophobic yet? Are you feeling the press of people just surrounding you? This isn't crowded. This is the day just getting started. So what street are we on? I have absolutely no idea. And even if I tried to pronounce it, somebody would call me out on my butchering. It's a street full of shops, full of people all coming towards me. I'm obviously doing something wrong here. So yeah, our senses were overwhelmed. Now here's one of the funny things. We had a room in a basement. I mean, it was honestly a pretty damn shitty room. But the people that work there, especially the main guy who always seems to be at the desk, he was so lovely, so nice. So you walk in, he's talking and asking you how you are and trying to give you tea. It was just the courtesy and the pleasantry. It became such a contradiction because, like I mentioned, our room was pretty damn shitty. Anyway, there were parts of Istanbul that I absolutely loved, and you still hear them all through Turkey. The calls to prayer, there's mosques everywhere with loudspeakers up on the minarets, and several times a day, 5, don't quote me, they just start singing, chanting prayers. And, except for a couple of the guys whose voices are a little on the iffy side, it's just wonderful to hear. But there are downsides, and yes, I'm talking like an entitled American here. I like my beverages, and having to drink tea and cola in most places, and you got to struggle to find the places that don't, well, that can be a little bit of a problem. But we only had 2 weeks in Istanbul, so next it was time to move on. We have moved again. We are in a town called Antalya, Turkey. We came from Istanbul. I mean, what do you expect? We're nomads. We can never sit in the same place for very long. We found Ireland, Anubis. Apparently we have also gone to Egypt. Anyway, we are somewhere near a coast or a city, or to be honest with you, I really have no idea where we are. So yep, after 2 weeks in Istanbul, Turkey, we headed down to Antalya. It is still on the west side, but down on the far coast. It's about as far as you can get from Istanbul and still stay in a straight line. And we were there for an entire month. Now, why? Well, we were tired. We have been traveling at that point for 5 months, a very long time. And we just wanted to sit in a place and relax and not have to worry about, oh, look, a week is up. We have to skedaddle over to somewhere else. But now here's the thing. Google Maps apparently was not our friend. We thought we were somewhere close to Old Town, the center of all things. Oh, no.
So when we switched from Istanbul to Antalya, we had to change gears completely. We went to a very quiet city. And we were lucky enough that it was near, well, it was almost like our backyard, near waterfalls. So we headed for the waterfalls right away. We started feeling a little bit more comfortable. Istanbul was just very hectic for us. Once we hit Antalya, that became really sedate, too sedate. Highlight of the day would be we'd go and visit the falls, and after a while, that's all you do.
We were a half-hour bus ride away from, well, anything. The good news is we learned how to use the buses. If we see a guy selling cigars, I am so into that. I'm dying for a cigar. Oh, wow. Probably this way. They're selling small children. Apparently we're buying some tea. Reefer? No, it's pepper.
Ginger.
Oh my God.
Mint.
This stuff is...
Cinnamon and eucalyptus.
It's eucalyptus, saffron, cardamom. Oh,
Migraine problem.
She's like...
problem. 1 minute smell. Everything open. After drink.
It's very difficult to find restaurants that serve alcohol. Now I get it. It's primarily Muslim country. So, and I like to be respectful, but I want a beer. All right, what's the blue bottle? Is it Cero Cero? Nope, it's a real one. Sometimes they actually do have beer here in places where they don't serve beer, but it's the 00. So, what are you thinking? Turkey, baby.
So far, I've really liked it a lot. Quite a bit. I didn't think I was going to like it this much. It wasn't in my radar to come here. It was kind of one of those things that we kind of put together at the last minute, and I'm very happy we did. People are incredible. Everything that we've done.
Yes, campers, it is beach day. Well, kind of beach day. There's really not much of a beach down there. It's more of a, you'll see. We're going to answer everyone's burning question. How freaking cold is this water? It is, oh lordy. Oh, you unequivocally, this is not warm. Oh my Lord, this is so seriously not warm. Okay, it's not horrible. Oh, hey, real quick, and yes, this is still about Turkey, but it's also about Patreon. Yes, I have a Patreon. It is absolutely free. Here's a whole series of little turkey snippets that'll kind of give you an idea of what you're missing over there. This is our last week in Antalya, Turkey. We've got 7 days left to... No, none of that was right. You little face. Oh, okay. Well, get a smaller phone. That's the problem solver. I am in awe of how many... Is that a mirror? No, it's not a mirror. There's even more back there. I assumed that was a mirror. How are you? Yep. You're gonna try to chew me? Nope. I don't have food. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, here we are. How exciting is this? It's air conditioned. Typical Rick Nicky fashion, we were going the wrong direction. We took a train in the wrong way. Let's see if this one does what we want. I know it was me. It was me. Apparently, that's the end of the line on that one. We need this one. You can see our confusion. Where's Nikki? There she is. We have to try to get on that tram. It's always an adventure. We didn't. Well, hello campers, my dear friends. Welcome back to the apartments. Today is a red letter day. I have finally managed to source some things that I've been desperately looking for. Now, if any of y'all have been following me for any length of time, you know I like a good cigar. They don't have cigars over here. They have, one of these is chocolate and one of these is sage. I don't know which is which and I can't wait to find out. Also, when I'm having my fine cigar, I typically like, well, a little bit of rum. They don't have rum. I could have vodka or I can have, well, Jack Daniels. Apparently, I don't know how to use a lighter. It's horrible. It is truly not good. So, yep, tons and tons of videos, tons and tons of posts, and it's all for free just for an email and a sign-off. But you're not here for Patreon. Let's get back to Antalya. This is the only thing they serve at this restaurant is Iskender.
He asked me if I wanted butter on mine, or did he say?
Well, he's asking if we want butter because I think it comes with, I don't know, what do you do with this?
It's almost like prosciutto, but we know it's not.
Okay, so it's pita bread, sliced doner.
Sorry about this.
Oh,
Butter.
yes.
Enjoy
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, here's the fun part. You know, give me 1 second. I got to flip you to the wide lens because this place is just too big. There, that's a little bit better. This place is still in use. We just walked through. They still do shows here. I mean, this place is 2,000 years old, and they still do shows here. It's a lot of walking, but we are going to get to the top and look down. Slippery steps. Where shall we start? These look like painful ones. Oh my God. They are, well, they're not uniform. Be like, excuse me, pardon me. My seat's over here. There was also a hierarchy. Down in the very front was distinguished human beings. The next row were soldiers. The row after that were common men. And up here is where the women had to stay. The women were not allowed to be on the bottom. But you know, honestly, I would enjoy being up here just a little bit more. Okay, to the mall or food or something. How do we go? He said up. Is there an up? I guess we have to go up. On to the lunch portion of the day. Oh, this place is cool.
You get the spoon, and you grab one, and you put it into your hand. You don't put your fingers inside of it.
You know,
Or your mouth, apparently.
that one's just as hot as the first one. It's pickle sour hot. It's great when you don't have a drink. And super salty.
There was something that I was supposed to buy in that one store that I was getting the little chains and everything. They have little containers. Containers.
I'm listening.
Not.
No, I'll be in tomorrow in a minute. I will never get used to corn on pizza. Oh, this is going to be painful. I know it. I know it. Holy moly, I found everybody. Nobody's outside, they're inside here in the air conditioning. Oh, okay, well, I'll be out here, baby.
So we started learning the public transportation very fast, and then that was an ability for us to get into Old Town. So we had a really good time doing that. I fell in love with it. I wish that I would have understood how important it is to take that public transportation to and fro. You can't rely on the taxis because people are always scared to get scammed with them. We didn't really get that impression when we had to use them. But either way, on a budget, you take the trains, you take the buses. It fit us more, and we were there for a month, so then we were able to get our groceries, we were able to cook for ourselves. The food in Turkey is wonderful for 2 weeks. But after that, there wasn't enough of a variety. We found enough of a variety in Antalya because we searched for it. We lived above an Iranian restaurant, so we went there, I think, 3 times. Awesome. We found an Uzbekistan restaurant. We went to that. So you have to vary it. Turkish food is really good, but you have to kind of look around to get the authenticity. You got to implement some of the other ones. So we did have Indian food. So we've done that. I fell in love with it. I could never live in Istanbul. I could never live in Antalya because they're like 2 polar opposites, especially where we stayed at. I love being near the ocean. I love being near nature, but it got to be too quiet. By the second week, I felt like I was going to just go crazy.
And so the entire month passed, and it passed so much faster than we would have thought possible. It seemed like a moment in time, and the next thing, we're heading for Fethiye. I know that most of you look like me. Most of you are men of a certain age, and most of you are now faced with the prospect of having to go shopping in a bazaar. Yeah, I know. Well, your girlfriend, your wife, your significant other makes you do it. You could just let your boobies hang out. Mine's making me do it today, so let's just bite the bullet, put up with it, and you and I can just find a place to sit, maybe have a beverage, and we'll talk about things while they go shopping. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, but if I gotta do it, you gotta do it. Part of where, I can't even pronounce the name, we're in Fethiye? Fethiye. This is supposed to be the capital of knockoff stuff. So yeah, Birkenstock spelled, I think, with a Q or something. Anyway, we're gonna go find some deals. Okay, I gotta show you. This is the boat. This is absolutely the boat. The GoPro is not showing you how big this frickin' thing is. Well, 2 stories. Each of those stories is probably 10, 12 feet. Just the deck alone up there is 30 feet in the air. I mean, it's literally like going to a carnival in your hometown where you're not entirely sure you're going to survive it. Almost there. Almost. A few more. Very aerobic. Okay, time's passed and I've caught my breath. Kind of. I don't know what this is. I was so busy buying a ticket and eager to get up here. I'm going to put something on the screen that kind of describes what this is because I don't know. It's also quite crowded. Everyone wants their pictures taken. Yes, I am carrying my man purse up here on the hill with me. Well, these are not short steps. Oh, that's cool. Let me come get you. Oh, God. But all of this was just carved straight out of the rock. This is too, well, that's a little on the, time has had its way with its side, hasn't it? You know, if it hadn't fallen in this many thousands of years, I'm probably safe. Fethiye, I think of the 3 towns we had been in at that point, this was by far my most favorite. And it wasn't just because we parked ourselves right in the middle of everything. It is small yet vibrant. It has everything you could want, and it has a bus system that can take you to everything else you didn't know that you wanted. I mean, there are ghost towns, there are things everywhere around Fethiye that we just packed in. We knew we had a week, and we just went, we've got to get all of this in. and we thoroughly enjoyed that place. Of all the places so far, Fethiye would have been my very first choice in coming back to, but we're only there for a week, which meant we had to hop on one of those buses and come down here to Dalaman. Only it's not Dalaman. I gotta describe this place because it was completely surprising to me. It's filled with Brits and Scots, and it seems like everyone who does not go to Benidorm in Spain, if you're from the UK, you come here. It's everywhere. And so all the prices are in, what do they have, pounds? It's kind of unusual. It's not really like Turkey, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I keep saying the name of that town and you haven't even seen it yet because I haven't even seen it yet. Dalaman, Turkey. It's where the airport is. It's where we're going to get on a plane to fly to Spain and continue the end of this little leg of the chapter and get back to the States. So you want to see what $38 a night gets you? We're absolutely surprised. We have spent the past week in a very small hostel with kind of a kitchen and no air conditioning. You walk in, this is an apartment. You've got a lovely kitchen area. We walked in 2 minutes ago, since some of this is new to me too. It's got a nice downstairs bathroom, although I'm not quite sure how you get to the sink. I guess you don't. Dining table area, lovely blueness. Those actually look very, very comfortable. And we have a little balcony. Okay, granted it faces a road and a parking lot, but still, have you noticed what's missing? And did you see something when we first walked in? The stairs? Yes. We have a second floor. By the way, these stairs are very, very narrow, tight. We have, watch me up. We have a king-size bed in our very own little bedroom. Little desk, little storage cabinet. That one's for Nikki. Why? Because my cabinet is out here. Oh, looky, another full bath. Which, my friends, brings us right back to current times here in not Dalaman. I would say the name of the town, but I know I'm going to butcher it, and I know what people are going to say in the comments, and I apologize. I didn't even know I was in this town until yesterday, so let's go spend a few more days, our last few days here in Turkey, and while we're exploring the last things that we can explore, Nikki and I want to talk to you about what this actually has meant, what 2 months in Turkey has actually meant to us. Do you ever wonder who Zaganos is and why he has a bridge? Good morning, everybody. It is a bright and shiny new day. You remember how I've been talking about Dalaman, how I thought we were in Dalaman? Well, we just took a bus to not Dalaman again. We'll eventually get to Dalaman. Where are we? Ortaca. I can see it right there. It says Ortaca. Why are we here? We got a little bored. Nikki hurt her back, and so we've been kind of laying low in the apartment for a while. But today we're out to a town that's supposed to have, I don't know, cute shopping. See a lot of people come back with bags filled with t-shirts and stuff. Apparently they're having a big end of season party. And I do want to talk to you a lot about what we actually think of Turkey, because it's complicated. We are looking for food, and while we're doing that, I will bring you to first observation. Turkey is not Turkey. Turkey's a lot of turkeys. Now, the country itself is it's a little bit bigger than Texas, pretty much equivalent. But there's a European side, there's an Asian side, and every single place that we have been has been different. Istanbul is night and day different than Antalya, night and day different than every town we've been to. Imagine if you went to Texas and every single city you went to just felt completely different. That's what we're finding in Turkey. Like this town, I have no idea what to make of this town. Apparently we're still lost looking for food. That's the big thing you need to know. I'm going to try to find something to put on our face, and we'll get on to number 2. So there are several downsides to Turkey, one being Turkish food. Now, don't get me wrong, Turkish food is incredible. I love it, but that's what you're going to get. If you try going looking for a Thai restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, Mexican, Spanish, you name it, you're probably not going to find it. Now, we have managed to stumble across a couple really interesting ones, like you don't have Iranian and Uzbekistan in the States. But for the most part, you're getting Turkish food. Now, Turkish food is great. It is very healthy. It's also limited. You're going to get meat, kebabs, you're going to get chicken. That's pretty much it. They have hamburgers and pizza and everything, but we got to the point where we just don't want to eat any more Turkish food. But we kind of do that in the States as well. We'd rather cook ourselves, which also is kind of difficult because most of the grocery stores, they carry the food that you make Turkish food out of. So it's a little bit difficult to get yourself fed here, at least if you want anything resembling variety. But again, the food is yummy, the food is very healthy. It's just not expansive. Late breaking news, there are 3 things you absolutely have to know. People here are incredibly wonderful. We just went to a little restaurant. They don't serve breakfast. She asked for breakfast. You know what they did? They went and got some eggs. They made her breakfast. You will find that everywhere in Turkey. Their people are just so hospitable, just want to talk. They want to be friendly. They give these little white things at the end of every meal. Everyone does, because I just figure you want to be clean. Now, there's a downside. They don't salt anything. That's number 3. Anywhere you go, they don't believe in salt. But the people make up for it. So you can ask for a salt shaker, but it's really hard to ask for people to be nice. Oh my God, I got to reiterate that one. Turkish people are wonderful. I love them. Well, under the category, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, I'll explain what you don't know. This is Waikiki. This is one of Nikki's favorite stores. It's a mid-scale clothing store all throughout Europe. We can't go by one without her coming inside, so let's check out Waikiki. What is that?
359 euros.
Oh, okay. So they do have some bargains. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold as long as I look good. And this is not looking good. Looks like I should be in a board meeting. There's a reason I live in Miami in Florida, is that I hate winter. And so going anywhere where I see winter clothes, my first thought is let's just go somewhere where it's warm, where I don't have to get winter clothing. Oh, look, coats. Or I can just move to the equator. I think I'd rather move to the equator. So there is another really big downside to Turkey that I hate to talk about because I know this is going to get me flamed in the comments, but it is a very oppressive government here, it feels like. And I'll give you an example. Half of my videos on my YouTube channel are restricted. I can't see them. Like the one on my main homepage, which says, compares myself to the Truman Show and putting myself out there. You can't see it here, at least on Vodafone. Some of the networks let you, some of them don't. None of them let you make comments. I mean, you can't go on a YouTube video and make comments. The internet here is locked down completely. It's frustrating. I mean, it's not just because there's no adult entertainment allowed. It's because it's hard to get things because there is a government entity that has decided that you shouldn't be allowed to see it. And that's the other thing here. Now, I'm from the States. I'm used to people hanging flags from everywhere and going, ha, yo, I'm patriotic. They do that here, but they also hang signs of their president who's been in office for 10 years. Imagine, if you will, that you were walking around the States and there were signs of our president, larger than life signs and flags and banners everywhere of our president hanging. Now, based on whatever happens in a couple of weeks, we may actually get that. But that's what it feels like here. When you have a government that controls what everybody should see and do based on what a certain selection of people see and do, that's what it's like here. And I find it very difficult to swallow. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm here, is because that BS is what's going on in the States, and what, again, depending on what happens in a few weeks, we may actually get larger than life American version of. It is a downside. The people are incredible. The people are wonderful. The people don't seem to be polarized. It doesn't seem to affect them. They go about their normal everyday life, but it is, once you notice it, you notice it. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why they prohibited half of my videos. I live in a school bus. You know, when you start going, oh no, I can't show you how to convert a school bus, you got something wrong with, well, the way your restrictions work. Here's a fun fact. We've been walking around for about 20 minutes trying to find this mini bazaar, this place where they set up stalls and booths and things are on sale. And this is where Google told us to go. Apparently on the weekend, it might be a little mini bazaar. During the weekday, it's a parking lot. You know, short of stealing a car, I'm not so sure there's a lot of bargains out here. So, 2 questions remain unasked and unanswered. Do I like it here? Would I live here? Well, let's do the first one first. Yeah, I actually do like it here. It is beautiful. The people are wonderful. The climate, the nature, the history, everything about Turkey is very, very enticing. It's addictive once you start getting into what it all means. And everybody that's been through this place, it is a place that I am so happy we came to for a couple of months. I will remember this place very fondly for a very long time. But as far as would I live here, sorry Turkey, but that answer is no. And the reason I say that, there's a lot going for it and there's a lot going against it. Like I mentioned, a repressive government just doesn't interest me at all. That's kind of what I'm fleeing from the States. Cost of living here is very expensive. Don't quote me on the number, but I thought I read somewhere recently they got something like 70% inflation. The people we were just talking to at the breakfast place gave off the vibe of, we just simply can't afford to live and work here. It's not affordable for people on our budget. I do like it though. It would be an interesting place to spend some significant time, but as far as a forever home for us, we've been discovering on this entire trip, this whole 6 months that we've been out walking around and driving around and training around, that there's a couple places that we truly love. We would make our forever home. And sadly, Turkey's not one of them. Anyway, be healthy, be happy, and we'll see you soon.